Hey, I'm Sienna Dowlery, and guess what? We're back in action with more handy tips and tricks. Last time we explored the enchanting world of interviews, where we discovered how top-notch managers listen like champions and set the ultimate vibe for real chats. Now, in part 2, we're leveling up. We'll uncover those sneaky techniques that turn a good interviewer into a true superstar. The type that makes candidates feel completely seen, understood, and pumped to unleash their best ideas. Ever wondered how to keep it all professional while adding a touch of warmth? Or how to shoot out questions that lead to genuine insights? If you're nodding along, congrats! You're in the right spot! So, relax, take a deep breath, and let's keep this knowledge train rolling together. I'm thrilled you're back with me! You know, follow-up questions are like gold mines for uncovering the juicy bits. You mentioned that specific detail. Can you spill the beans on that? Or how about, what was the toughest nut to crack in that situation? And let's not forget, if you could hit rewind on that project, what would be your game plan this time? Oh, and don't skip on this one. How did your manager react to your bold approach? These little wonders turn those basic answers into epic tales. Plus, they show you're genuinely interested, making everyone a bit more at ease and ready to share their real stories. Remember, when you're welcoming a candidate, it's all about being friendly and warm. You don't want to intimidate them. A relaxed candidate can show their true self, while a stressed one, well, they just perform. So, flash that genuine smile, offer a handshake, and get ready to make some good eye contact. Listen like you really care. Trust me, it shows. Laszlo Bock, the guy who used to run people operations at Google, says structured interviews are the way to go. They help everyone have a better experience and make things seem fairer. And here's a pro tip. If your face naturally looks like you just ate a lemon, try to dial up those responsive expressions. Smile a little when something's funny, or raise those eyebrows if you're intrigued. At the very least, nod and lean in. You gotta show that you're engaged. Be genuinely interested. Every interview is a golden chance to connect with your future team members. If you stroll in acting like it's a waste of time, trust me, candidates will totally pick up on that vibe. They might either tank their performance because they feel your low expectations, or they'll dash off to a company that actually values them. Here's a fun fact. A whopping 94% of candidates want feedback after interviews, but only 41% actually get it. Here's the kicker. When you give constructive feedback, candidates are 4 times more likely to think about your company for future gigs. So, for your action step, wrap up each interview by dropping a specific positive observation. Something like, your portfolio really showed an eye for user experience that truly stood out. It's free and builds amazing goodwill. Who wouldn't want that? Alright, listen up. Here's the game plan for taking strategic notes. First impressions? Keep track of how they change over time. Did they start off jittery, but turn into the life of the party? Or did that confidence morph into full-blown arrogance? Not cool. Now, surprises are key. Jot down anything unexpected, whether it's a pleasant shock or a total facepalm. This could totally sway your final call. Oh, and don't forget the juicy details that aren't in the resume. If they casually drop info about volunteer work or cool side projects, you'll want that in your notes. This is a lifesaver, especially when you're juggling multiple candidates. Trust me, your brain will blur the lines, but your notes, they'll keep it all crystal clear. Here's a hot tip for interviewers. Don't confuse natural conversation with chaos. Research shows that structured interviews outperform unstructured ones almost 2 to 1 when it comes to predicting job performance. Why? Because in unstructured chats, biases can sneak in quicker than you can say, "You're hired!" So, here's the game plan. Keep your questions organized, but let the vibe flow freely. Start with the same core questions for every candidate, but if they drop something interesting in their answers, go ahead and dig deeper. You might unearth hidden gems that aren't on their resume. And remember to brush up on their resumes before the interview. No one enjoys repeating what's already been said. When you're ready to switch topics, try this smooth transition. That's really helpful context about your project management experience. Now, let's dive into a time when you faced a tough disagreement with a colleague. Listen up, folks. Did you know that in 2024, a staggering 61% of job seekers reported being ghosted after an interview? This ghosting epidemic doesn't just haunt candidates. It seriously damages your employer brand and shrinks that precious talent pool. And get this, if you ghost a candidate and then suddenly appear with an offer, good luck! By then, they've probably moved on, leaving you with second-choice candidates, or starting from zero again. Yikes! Here's the pro tip. Whip up some template emails for each hiring stage. After interviews, acknowledge them in a quick email within 24 hours. Set up calendar reminders for follow-ups. Trust me, candidates remember how you treat them, and word travels fast. Being consistent in your communication builds trust. Even sending a simple message like, "We're still in the decision process and will update you by Friday," shows you respect their time and emotional investment. Keep it professional, people. Let's talk business, folks. Every time a candidate steps into your interview room, they're forming an opinion about your company. Trust me, they're not keeping that to themselves. In this age of Glassdoor reviews and LinkedIn posts, how your candidates feel influences your talent pool. Check this out. A whopping 72% of candidates spill the tea on negative interview experiences online or to their friends. But if you focus on creating a fantastic candidate experience, you'll see a 70% boost in the quality of your hires. And it's even crazier. Rejected candidates who walk away feeling good about the process are 3.5 times more likely to refer others. So keep it positive and watch your talent game soar. You know, the candidate experience is everything. It's not just about those shiny job postings. It's all those little moments like the clarity of the application, how fast you respond, the vibe of the interview, and even how you handle that no thank you later. A solid interviewer is like a captain steering the ship, but let me tell you, it's all hands on deck for the entire journey. And here's the kicker. Practical improvements don't need to cost you a dime. First off, send calendar invites with the interviewers' names and LinkedIn profiles. Gotta keep that personal touch. Provide clear directions and parking info. Nobody likes circling the block. Offer water and a comfy waiting area. It's the least we can do, right? Start on time, or better yet, communicate any delays like a boss! Wrap it up with some specific next steps and a timeline so they know what's coming. Plus follow up when you said you would. When candidates feel respected, win or lose, they turn into brand ambassadors. But treat them like they don't matter. Watch out. They'll be your loudest critics and potential customers you just lost forever. Let's keep it classy, folks. So, you want to up your interviewing game? First off, get some good feedback from the candidates. Yep, even the ones you don't hire. Shoot them a quick survey asking things like, did you feel you had enough time to show off your skills? Trust me, you'll uncover some serious blind spots. Next, if you can, record your interviews. Just make sure the candidates are cool with it. Later, check out your own habits. Are you interrupting too much? Throwing in leading questions? Or maybe your body language is sending the wrong vibes. And don't forget to practice with your colleagues. Set up some mock interviews where they can role play as the candidate. This is your chance to get real feedback on your questions, listening skills, and overall interview presence. Get ready for some serious improvements. Alright, listen up. After every hire, it's time to hold the debriefing Olympics. Track which interview questions actually predict job performance. Over time, you'll get sharper at spotting the gold questions that bring real insight and toss the noise to the side like yesterday's lunch. Also, dive deep into the research. Folks, knowing why structured interviews are the real deal will give you the confidence to implement them like a pro, not just something on your checklist. Now, how do you whip your employees into great interviewers? Start with calibration sessions. Get multiple interviewers to score the same candidate and then compare notes. Talk about the differences to nail down what good really looks like. Pair up the rookies with the seasoned interviewers for their first few rounds. And hey, don't forget to create a question bank with scoring rubrics so nobody's starting from square one. Share the wins and losses of those top-rated candidates so they can fine-tune their game. Alright, listen up. Savvy recruiters, here's your ultimate interview checklist to keep things smooth as butter. Asterisk before the interview 1. Nail down a clear hiring process. Think phone screen, team interview, and that all-important final chat. 2. Define what your dream candidate looks like with specific and measurable criteria. No guessing games. 3. Double-check the interview time and place with your candidate. You don't want any awkward mix-ups. 4. Review their resume like it's the latest bestseller. Jot down any questions you need to clarify. 5. Prepare 5 to 6 core questions that match the role like peanut butter and jelly. 6. Be ready to answer questions about your company's mission, culture, and what the role is really about. 7. Block out 30 to 90 minutes on your calendar. Set the stage for success. 8. Silence those pesky devices and close any app that likes to ping your attention. You got this! Good luck! Let's kick things off with a warm smile, a solid handshake, and some good old-fashioned eye contact, shall we? We'll start with a few minutes of light conversation to get to know each other. After that, I'll break down how this interview will flow and the timeline. And hey, did you know what makes us stand out? I'll share that too. I'll be taking notes on what you say and your body language. No pressure, just making sure I don't miss a thing. Don't forget, I'll leave some time for your questions at the end. When we wrap up, I'll clearly lay out the next steps, like when you'll hear back and any other requirements we might have. Alright folks, let's get real about post-interview etiquette. First things first, drop that acknowledgement within 24 hours. Seriously, it's a must. Next up, don't just rely on your gut. Evaluate those candidates against your rock-solid criteria. No surprises allowed. And hey, don't ghost anyone. Communicate your decisions promptly, even if it's a no-go. For those advancing, lay out clear next steps along with a start date. Finally, get that onboarding ball rolling by coordinating with HR. Let's keep it smooth and professional. So, what makes a top-notch job interviewer? Here are 5 key traits that really set the great ones apart from the not-so-great ones. First up, charisma. You gotta be warm, open, and honestly interested in people. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be over the top, just be real. Everyone has their own style, so take our charisma quiz to find yours. Next is self-awareness. We all have our biases. Let's face it, we naturally lean towards folks who remind us of ourselves. The trick is to recognize that. Evaluate candidates based on what they bring to the table for the job, not just your personal preferences. Great interviewers constantly challenge their gut feelings instead of just going with the flow. Great interviewers, they're not lost in a mental to-do list. Nope, they're fully present, whether it's an interview or just a one-on-one chat. This kind of focus helps them catch all those little details that other might totally miss. And let's talk about calm presence. If you're relaxed, the candidates chill out too. When they're comfortable, you get to see the real them instead of just their interview mask. If you're nervous, guess what? That makes them nervous, and nervous candidates, yeah, they totally underperform. Now, preparation is key. When you review applications and prep those questions, it shows respect. It makes you the interviewer that candidates actually want to work for. Prepared interviewers, they ask better follow-ups because they're not scrambling around trying to think of questions on the fly. Thank you for hanging out with me today. In this second part, we really got to dig deep, didn't we? We explored those quiet moments, thoughtful pauses, and those tiny choices that make a world of difference in how someone feels heard. Remember, every time you chat as an interviewer, you're not just asking questions. You're building trust. You're showing that person their story is important. Today, we took another step toward being the kind of interviewer who truly gets people, not just their answers. We're on this journey together, growing our skills piece by piece, episode by episode. There's tons more ahead, deeper strategies, clearer habits, and that gentle push to help you feel confident when you're in the hot seat leading an interview. I'm so proud of how far you've come and super thankful that you're learning alongside me. So take good care of your heart, cherish your days, and keep being patient with yourself. I can't wait to catch up again soon for the next part, where we'll keep building this foundation with calm, clarity, and purpose. Until next time, bye-bye!